With figs, most of your fig trees look like that. And as it grows, you know, they'll put their branches out here and branches out there, and they keep on growing. And they'll finish up a big tree, eventually, right? The trouble is, during this last year, this tree grew that, and that, and that, and that, and that. This following year, this piece of wood will never again grow a fig.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Never again. Only from what grows on from here, or what might grow from the side. Once, every leaf, in theory, will grow a fig. Never do it again on this piece of wood. So what happens is, if you leave a fig tree alone, you wind up with this huge, great big tree with figs out the end, and usually get smaller and smaller and smaller because they're feeding all this old wood.
Right.
And so what I do, as you can see, over the years, whatever grows, I chop off. And then that grows again.
Right.
And grows the figs. And after it's grown, I chop it off again. So what you could do with a fig tree, instead of just letting it grow rampant, you could grow it against the wall and only allow branches to grow that way and that way. And what would happen, just say the fig tree grew up to here, and you had that growing out there, you would let that go, and that go, and that go, and then each year chop them off.
Yeah.
That's really
So you
cool.
could have them flat
Yeah.
on a wall somewhere.
Yeah.
For urban,
Or-
more urban growers.
Or
that's
how you
space
grow
limited.
grapevines, they're all grown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how you should grow
Amazing.
figs, just as you grow a grapevine. Because you cut all the branches off a grapevine, but once that's grown figs, it won't grow figs anymore, so why keep it? But everybody keeps this silly looking thing. And what you could do, if I was 30 years younger, I would do it. When I've cut off all these things, right, cut them all off, instead of throwing them away, plant them all that far apart, for as far as you want to go. And when this tree grows up to about here, and it's grown all its figs, you don't want any more figs. From then on, you keep cutting it off. Let it grow and cut it off. Let it grow and cut it off. So every year, you walk along and you pick your figs like that.
Yeah.
With this piece of wood,
So this is the old wood?
yes,
Right.
this grew figs this last season. Every leaf grew a fig. And at the end of the season, the figs that didn't have time to grow, they sit there and they wait patiently until now, and they grow.
Right.
That's called your breba crop, E-R-E-B-A crop, which is your first crop, your early crop. But it's never any good. It's usually hollow and a bit bitter. And so what happens is, as I said to you, as that grows up and it's done its figs, and you leave it, from then on, it grows again, and it will grow last year's crops, but it'll only grow the new one from then on. So don't worry about this. Usually I just break them off. But, you know.
Yeah.
So when this grows again, it'll grow all of its figs. And if you don't cut it off, it'll only grow figs from here on. If you don't cut it off, it'll only grow figs from here on. Or from the side branch.
So you kind of get it to the size you want, and then you always prune.
Cut it off.
Yeah.
Did you see the big tree over there? Black coffee. Instead of growing them like a, growing them like sideways, like a hedge. It's more or less what I've got here, I suppose, in a rough way.
Yeah. With the branches.
I just cut the centre out and let the tree fall,
It's really accessible, isn't
so
it?
you can get in and now what
It's like a bonsai.
what happened, yeah.
It's amazing.
This one here, for example's sake, is a classic example. I didn't cut this one off. This grew last year. That grew a fig, and that grew a fig, and that grew a fig, and then it got tired. So it's still growing last year's fig.
So that was a little, right.
That's called the early crop, the breba crop.
And that's no
By
good.
heavy pruning, you lose that crop.
Right.
But from here on now, this
That'll
will,
be nice.
this will grow figs. There'll be a little fig form in there, one form in there, and on the next leaf, and it'll keep doing that until it gets however long. And it's that little bump there that you can see
Yeah.
is a fig.
Wow. Cool.
So that'll keep going and grow figs. when it's grown its figs, that piece of wood won't grow anymore, only from then on. So if I'd never pruned this, it'd be tall as nothing.
Yeah.
Yes.
You could pick them, but
Yeah.
Need
so
a big
every
ladder.
year, as you can see, I just go along and just cut, chop. Sometimes the black cockies chop them for me. They prune for me.
Are old trees worth keeping over taking a cutting and then replanting?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you still get a lot of fruit off this one.
Oh, huge amount.
And
of
this
fruit.
would be how old?
30 years.
Yeah.
I planted 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just kind of revives it, the pruning and the...
I think the pruning keeps them young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it does.
Puts
Yeah.
all its energy into the fruit.
These will all finish up here, around about, you know. I'll still be picking fruit there,
Yeah.
but if I didn't do that, I'd be picking on the ladder.
Yes.
Yeah, that's,
It's a good idea.
yeah.
Thanks for sharing that with us.
They're amazing.